A peaceful town, an ordinary day, but something felt amiss. A shiver of unease rippled through the air, an invisible current that seemed to whisper of a disturbance in the tranquil harmony of the day. It was a feeling that couldn't be shaken off, a sense of foreboding that hung heavy in the atmosphere, casting an eerie pallor over the town. This was the day the unthinkable happened, a day that would be etched into the collective memory of the townfolk. It was a day that began like any other, but by its end, the fabric of their reality would be irrevocably altered. The shock, the disbelief that reverberated through the town was palpable, as if the ground beneath them had shifted, leaving them in a world that was no longer familiar. The crime scene was a chilling tableau of stark contrasts. An ordinary home transformed into a chilling spectacle that bore the echoes of an unimaginable horror. The first responders, seasoned veterans of the force, were taken aback by the sight that met their eyes, their faces a testament to the gravity of what they had stumbled upon. But the details, the true extent of the horror, would remain a closely guarded secret, a puzzle that needed to be pieced together with painstaking precision. As the news began to spread, the town was seized by a sense of dread. The community, once a picture of idyllic serenity, was now marred by the spectre of an unsettling crime. Neighbours locked doors, children were ushered indoors, and the bustling streets fell eerily silent. The once familiar faces now held a look of fear, their eyes reflecting the disturbing reality that had descended upon them. As the sun set, the town was gripped by an icy fear, a grim shadow of the horror that was about to unfold. The day had begun with the promise of normalcy, but as darkness fell, it left behind a chilling question that echoed through the silent streets. Who could commit such a heinous act in their peaceful town? And so, under the cloak of an uneasy night, the town braced itself for the harrowing journey that lay ahead. Behind the yellow tape, a chilling tableau awaited, a scene so ordinary in its setting but so extraordinary in its macabre details. The echoes of an unfathomable act, frozen in time, were etched into every corner of the room. The room itself was a paradox. The wallpaper, once a cheerful pastel shade, now bore silent witness to the unimaginable. The furniture, once the setting of everyday life, was now reluctant accomplice to an act of sheer brutality. The air was heavy with the scent of fear, a metallic tang of violence hung in the air, and the silence was deafening. As the investigators stepped into the eerie stillness, the room began to reveal its secrets. The first piece of evidence, a shattered lamp, lay like a fallen soldier, a testament to a struggle that had taken place. Then, the second piece of evidence, a single crimson-streaked feather. Out of place, it was as though it held a secret so heavy it was almost tangible. And finally, the third piece of evidence, an enigmatic half-burnt letter. The remaining words, though few, were powerful enough to send chills down the spine. They hinted at a story that was yet to be fully revealed, a story that was as chilling as it was compelling. Each piece of evidence, each fragment of the scene began to form a jigsaw puzzle of horror. They were the silent storytellers of an act so heinous it was hard to comprehend. As the investigators pieced together the chilling tableau, they could feel the weight of the crime. The scene was a grim spectacle, a tableau of terror that told a tale of fear, of desperation, and of a brutality that was too horrifying to contemplate. The grim spectacle left even the seasoned investigators reeling, their minds swirling with haunting questions. The room, once a sanctuary of everyday life, was now a chilling tableau, a crime scene that was as haunting as it was horrifying. In the wake of horror, the relentless pursuit for answers began. With the crime scene tape still fluttering in the wind, the first seeds of investigation were sown. Amidst the chaos, a team of dedicated individuals stepped up to the task. On the front line was Detective Harrison, a seasoned veteran with a reputation for cracking the toughest of cases. Alongside him was Officer Riley, a young, tenacious woman known for her sharp intuition. Their first order of business was to piece together the fragments of the puzzle, to reconstruct the events that led to the chilling discovery. Initial theories started to form, some pointing towards a crime of passion, others suggesting an act of cold, calculated malevolence. The crime scene was a complex web of evidence, each thread leading to a potential suspect or motive. As the days turned into weeks, the investigation took a series of unexpected turns. The team found themselves grappling with a case that was far from straightforward. The crime scene was meticulously staged. The perpetrator had left no trace of his or her identity. It was as if they were dealing with a ghost, an entity that slipped in and out of reality, leaving only a trail of devastation in their wake. Yet, despite the challenges, the team remained undeterred. Their commitment to justice was unwavering. They worked tirelessly, poring over every piece of evidence, dissecting every theory, questioning every lead. The walls of the precinct were plastered with photos, notes and timelines, creating a visual map of their pursuit for truth. But as they delved deeper, the mystery only seemed to grow. The labyrinthine nature of the case was both fascinating and frustrating. Each clue they found, each lead they followed, only seemed to raise more questions than answers. Yet they knew that every discovery, no matter how small, brought them one step closer to uncovering the truth. With every clue, every lead, they were drawn deeper into the labyrinth of a mystery that defied comprehension. In the midst of darkness, a glimmer of truth emerged. The investigation, once wandering aimlessly in the shadows of speculation and conjecture, suddenly found its footing on solid ground. It was a moment that would forever be etched in the annals of crime-solving history, a turning point that would steer the course of this baffling case towards an unsettling resolution. The breakthrough came in the form of a single piece of evidence, a seemingly insignificant detail overlooked in the initial stages of the investigation, now shone with undeniable relevance. This was not a smoking gun nor a blood-stained garment, but a simple piece of paper. A receipt, crumpled and discarded, but bearing with it a date, a time, and a location. It was a breadcrumb, a tangible link to the perpetrator, the first solid lead that investigators had to go on. As the detectives painstakingly traced the origins of this receipt, they found themselves delving deeper into the underbelly of a city that had hidden its secrets well. Each step brought them closer to the truth, each revelation shedding light on the dark corners of a crime that had, until then, remained shrouded in mystery. The revelation came as a shock to even the most seasoned investigators. The person of interest was not an outsider, not a shadowy figure lurking on the fringes of society, but someone from within the community. Someone who had lived, laughed, and loved among those he would later betray. This was a wolf in sheep's clothing, a chilling reminder of the evil that could lurk in the most unsuspecting of places. As the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, the outlines of a sinister picture began to take shape. The fog of uncertainty began to lift, revealing a path to a truth more horrifying than anyone could have imagined. In the end, justice may not always be comforting. Such was the bitter truth that this case revealed. As the trial unfolded, the courtroom became a stage for a drama that no script could capture. The evidence was presented, the witnesses were heard, and the theories were dissected, each one more unnerving than the last. The prosecution and the defense locked in a dance of legal acrobatics, their arguments punctuated by the deafening silence of anticipation. The verdict, when it came, was as chilling as the crime itself. Guilty. Yet the words sounded hollow, echoing through the courtroom, a stark reminder of the irreversible damage done. As the gavel fell, it marked not just the end of a trial, but the closing of a chapter that had cast a long, dark shadow over the town. In the wake of the verdict, the town was left to grapple with its aftermath. The bustling streets and cheerful parks were the same, yet they bore the invisible scars of the crime that had shattered their peace. People moved on, as they always do, but with a wariness that was new. Their conversations were punctuated by hushed whispers, their laughter tinged with a hint of melancholy. The case had a profound impact on the town and its people. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of the world they knew. It laid bare the thin veneer of tranquility that cloaked their everyday lives, revealing the chilling reality that darkness could descend upon them at any moment. The town was changed, its innocence lost, its sense of security shaken. In the quiet aftermath, the echoes of the crime continued to reverberate, a chilling reminder of the darkness that once descended upon an ordinary town. This case, like a ghost, haunts the town, its story woven into the fabric of its existence. It serves as a chilling testament to the fact that sometimes the monsters we fear are not under our beds, but walking among us.